The Chicago Bears are set to build a $4.7 billion stadium. The city deserves to have this kind of groundbreaking architectural phenomenon. It's about time the Bears upgraded their stadium to become world-class. But is this achievable? And what does this project have to offer to the city? Stick around because the details of this project are shocking. The new Chicago Bears Stadium is a replacement for Soldier Field, which has been in existence for almost a century. It's going to be an answer to the elements of the weather and will feature a translucent roof. Its windows will display the skyline of the city, and what a sight that would be. The executives of the Bears decided to settle for the fixed roof because the extra cost of a retractable one would mean an additional $100 million. The parking lots and roads will be redesigned and reconstructed to make access to the stadium easier and more organized. Chicago is famous for its weather, which often leaves fans with no other option but to put on their whole wardrobe to see the Bears. But with this new dome design, it'll be possible to use the stadium during harsh weather conditions like winter seasons. The fans will also get to have a better experience and even enjoy the games more. The roof will make it possible for the city to host Super Bowl games, Big Ten playoffs, Olympics games, concerts, and several other big events. For many years, Chicago has been on the sidelines because of its lack of a reputable stadium, and this will be the perfect opportunity to remedy that. The existing stadium, Soldier Field, which is the property of the Chicago Park District, was constructed in 1924 with a capacity of 63,500. Although it is a public facility, it serves as home to the Chicago Bears and the Chicago Fire. The stadium hosts different kinds of events from sports to entertainment and even community events. Back in 1966, over 60,000 people were gathered in Soldiers Field to listen to Martin Luther King Jr. during the Chicago Freedom Movement. Soldier Field was once listed among the National Register of Historic Places in 1984, but had to be removed after it was renovated in 2003 with $432 million of taxpayers' money. Despite the new interior look, the fans have to endure the cold winters during football games since there was no roof. As if that was not enough, there was no way the Super Bowl could even consider Chicago for its event, but now, all this is about to come to an end. The stadium will be located south of Soldier Field along the Chicago lakefront, and it'll be available for events all year round. From the new stadium, you'll be able to enjoy the lakefront view from both inside and outside the facility. The plaza, beverage outlets, and retail shops will add more color to the already busy structure. Upon completion, the stadium will serve as a host to notable sporting events such as the Super Bowl and NCAA Final Fours. The economic benefits of these sporting events will definitely be felt by everyone in the city, including the government, considering the fact that the nation recorded more than $6.6 billion in direct fiscal tax impact in the previous years from sports. In 2023, the Super Bowl generated about $1.3 billion for its host, Arizona, while the Final Fours in 2023 made $270 million for Houston. These figures should not come as a big surprise, considering the fact that the Super Bowl is one of the biggest sporting events in the world. Ticket sales are often over $1,000, and the commercial spots worth millions are something that companies compete for. Local businesses and governments get to generate more money through sales tax, hospitality taxes, and gas taxes. If the Super Bowl comes to Chicago, the city's attractions, culture, and amenities will be exposed to more people, and this will in turn help to boost the tourism-related revenues. However, for all this to happen, the Chicago Bears Stadium has to come to reality first. The only factor that might delay this masterpiece is funding, and from the proposal, the Bears are to contribute $2 billion worth of investment, while the National Football League will add a $300 million loan to make the stadium a reality. The state is not left out either, as the plan is for them to bring a $900 million debt sale from the Illinois Sports Facilities Authority. So far, the mayor has been in support of this project, claiming that the stadium will be for the greater good of the whole city. Meanwhile, the third largest city in the world is not too excited about sponsoring the sports dream with its taxpayer money. Chicago has been having financial issues for a long time now, and for Illinois, building a stadium is not its current priority. Governor J.B. Pritzker has made this clear on multiple occasions, even going as far as stating that he doesn't see how funding a private business will benefit the taxpayers. While the governor seems to have made up his mind, Bears president Kevin Warren has been trying to convince the public that a stadium of this magnitude is exactly what the state needs. Chicago has been unable to host major events like the Super Bowl, Final Four, or college football playoff because it lacks a domed stadium. It would be a big disappointment if the city missed out on this opportunity. Meanwhile, the state is still clearing off about $590 million in debt from the 2003 stadium upgrade that was carried out with $609 million. 50% more than its initial estimate. The stadium is going to be constructed in phases, starting with the transportation, which would cost $325 million. From the report given by the team officials, this will include roadways and utility improvements. In the second phase, the focus will be on parking and expansion of the bus depot, which are all estimated to be $510 million. There will also be transit improvements, retail spaces, and public attractions in the third stage, and they'll amount to $665 million. If the new Chicago Stadium construction is not kicked off soon enough, the cost of building it will rise by about $150 million each year due to inflation. Now let's talk about the designers. Manica Architecture will be responsible for the design, and this is not the first time they'll be taking up such a project. Manica were the ones who designed the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, the new Nissan Stadium in Tennessee, and VTB Arena in Moscow. According to Manica, the stadium will have both modern and traditional elements such as ceramic, metal plates, wood, and glass. The translucent roof will resemble Manica's design for the Raiders' Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. The glass walls have been designed to face the adjacent colonnades and the loop in the distance. The seating design is also going to be unique, as the new stadium will have the capacity to accommodate 65,000 to 70,000. According to the proposal, the construction of this magnificent piece will begin in 2025 and round up in 2028. Speaking about the impact on the city, this project will create 43,000 construction jobs and generate $8.4 billion for the state. It will also contribute $3.9 billion in annual labor income to the region. Once the project is fully completed, an additional 9,750 long-term jobs will be available for residents, along with $1.4 billion in economic impact and $601 million in annual labor income. Additionally, the state of Illinois will generate $51.3 million in annual tax revenue. Before discussions about renovating Soldier Field even began, the Bears were already considering relocating their franchise. The NFL team, which has played at Soldier Field since 1971, purchased a 326-acre site in the Chicago suburbs, a potential move that would be emotional for many fans. The Bears' proposed new location is in Arlington Heights, about 30 miles from Soldier Field and close to O'Hare Airport. However, their lease with Soldier Field doesn't expire until 2033, and the mayor is not eager to see them move to Arlington Park. The only way the team can exit the lease early is by paying the city an $84 million release fee. The idea of transforming the stadium into a dome facility was first proposed by the mayor to keep the Bears in the city. However, the city lacks the funds to undertake such a project. If the Bears ultimately relocate out of Chicago, the city stands to lose significantly. The NFL team is aiming to increase its revenue to $25 billion by 2027, a goal that Chicago may struggle to support. While the Bears have announced their willingness to stay in Chicago and build a publicly owned stadium, they've yet to address the numerous financial questions surrounding the project. The team remains highly interested in Arlington Park, as it offers an opportunity to build a state-of-the-art facility in a location accessible by public transportation. Arlington is strategically located, and local residents are eager to welcome the team. The Bears purchased the Arlington Park property in 2023 for around $200 million and have already started demolishing existing structures. While this move may appear decisive, purchasing the land doesn't guarantee development, as they'll still need to address significant property tax obligations. You might be wondering why the Bears are delaying their plans for Arlington. The primary reason is that the team initially struggled to reach an agreement with local authorities on the property's value. While the Bears estimated the property at $60 million, the school districts assessed it at $160 million. Since the two sides couldn't reach an agreement, they brought the issue to the Cook County Board of Review, which ultimately set the property's value at around $125 million with a 25% tax rate. The Bears now face two options. They can either appeal the decision or file a suit with the Cook County Circuit Court, both of which would be lengthy processes. This delay has renewed the team's interest in Soldier Field, which is starting to look like a more viable option. The trend of building new stadiums for NFL teams has grown since the early 21st century, and it has led to iconic venues like SoFi Stadium and Allegiant Stadium. Once completed, the Chicago Bears Stadium could gain global recognition and host major events with top artists. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful megastructure content.